Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of the Chroncast. As always, I'm your host, Alex Rickman, editor and head writer at Canucks Chronicles. Joining me, as always, Kaja Antic from the Hockey News. And we have a special guest on this week, at Nucksmemes on TikTok, as well as other apps. Now writing for Habs Fan TV. JC, how's it going?
I'm doing fantastic. I was doing better before the World Cup draw, but that's okay. We're okay.
Yep. That was definitely an event. We will be getting into that a little bit later. First, let's talk about the Vancouver Canucks. We can touch on their last game a little bit. I mean, not a whole lot to say about the 3-1 loss to the Colorado Avalanche on Tuesday night. Linus Karlsson goal, which is always great to see, but just kind of one of those games where just really feeling like they're going through the motions at this point, right?
I wasn't very bothered by it because, at this point they've had way worse losses, but also it's Colorado. So what are you gonna do unless you're the Islanders? Apparently, by the third period, I was painting. I was just going into Zen mode because I didn't care anymore.
Yeah. No, I mean I know I missed most of the second period of this game. I honestly cannot remember why. I just did, and I honestly don't feel any regrets over missing Canucks hockey at this point. It's gotten to that point where just every game feels like it's just being played for the sake of playing it rather than so that you can actually get an enjoyable product out of it. And I mean, it's showing in the results.
Appearance.
Yeah, and it's showing in the results.
You're going through the motions.
Yeah. As of last night, the Vancouver Canucks are officially the last place team in the National Hockey League.
Man, Trevor's so happy right now. I haven't even seen him talk about it, but I know he's happy right now.
Oh, Trevor's having the time of his life here.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I was hoping for it to happen. I was hoping for them to drop to last just because it's funny. But if you look at the standings, they're, 5 points out of playoffs still as the last ranked team in the entire league? Every team sucks this year. It's so crazy. Playoffs,
especially in the West.
Considering it's the Canucks, playoffs are kind of out of the question. But 5 points back in early December, playoffs still are not fully out of the question, even if you have to leapfrog a ton of teams. I mean, St. Louis did it in 2019, won the Cup. I don't think we're a Cup-winning team or anything. But I think at some point they got to win games. Hopefully they don't save it for April when they're already out and just ruin their chance at a higher draft pick. But
yeah,
St. Louis did it in 2019 with the goalie that can lock in. Our two main goalies, or the Canucks' two main goalies that they have, one can't stay healthy to save his life, and the other is good as a backup option. Yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting move for the goaltending situation over the summer, but that's all I'm going to say.
If we bubble wrap Demko, we might be okay. Are you allowed to put bubble wrap on a player? Do you think they'll find it if you put it under the equipment?
If you're Tim Thomas, no.
True.
That might be one of those Airbud things where there's just not a rule that says a dog can't play basketball, so you just have to kind of try it.
Might be worth it, honestly.
Yeah.
This is somewhat related to Airbud because it's the same producers. Do you guys know the movie Most Valuable Primate?
I've never watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
I know of it.
Okay, I had no idea what this movie was until a week ago, and now I must see it. But I just wanted to bring that up. So if you're out there and you have no idea what I'm talking about, just look up the trailer at least. You'll thank me. Shut up, Adobe Acrobat. I do not care.
No, I mean fair enough. It
Do you think the primate can play 2C?
Probably better than David Kampf.
Yeah, we got the song there now.
With or without concussion.
You know, speaking of 2C, I want to bring it to the fact that we were 4-2 with Phil Peedle. Yeah. 40% of our wins this season were with Phil Peedle, and he got injured almost 2 months ago now.
Yeah, and also the game that he got injured was the Washington game because Tom Wilson is a human wrecking ball. And what else happened before that Washington game and during and after that Washington game? I'm not going to mention it because I'm not allowed to say political things on here.
Am I? I talked about it already. It's so funny. that all happened. I think that might have cursed our season, honestly.
Oh no, it did.
I don't
did.
know. I mean, I think it was partially the whole losing 3 players in one game thing. We still don't have Bluger back either.
Oh,
It's
partially that. It's partially that, but also.
But we are cursed. Yeah.
If
I think we were
I-
already
I-
cursed, but that just amplified it.
I experienced the same thing in football because I'm an Arizona Cardinals fan, and we got
Ew.
cursed
I'm
early
so
on in
sorry.
the season due to something. I don't know if you guys are knowing what I'm talking about, but we hosted
I
a
do not.
certain event in our
Ah,
stadium.
yeah.
We were
forgot about
2-0
that.
to start the season, and now we're 3-9. So it's interesting.
If you don't know, look it up.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, what's the most interesting to me about this start to the season is just the reporting I'm seeing about us wanting to make trades to add to the roster to stay competitive. Because in my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, but to stay competitive, first you have to at some point be competitive.
Yeah. Well, Lucas Reichel certainly isn't getting us up there. Respect to David Kampf, I think he's been fine.
Yeah.
I think he's been acceptable. I think also, to be fair to Lucas Reichel, he's gotten 1 game at wing, which is stupid. I don't know why he's not getting in there for, sometimes Baines has a bad game and Baines is right back in there, the 4th line left wing spot. But these aren't trades that make your team better at all.
No, I mean, like you said, it's neither of these players' faults, but I still don't mind either of the moves to acquire them necessarily. But it's not going to be nearly enough to solve how messed up this roster is. I like the Lucas Reichel trade still. I don't mind taking a gamble on that for a 4th-round pick, despite Trevor's thoughts on the move. But it's just when you're not giving him a chance to actually play his position and you're scratching him, you're not giving this any chance to work out. Kampf, again, I think, perfectly fine player on your 4th line. But when we're trying to shoehorn him in as a 2nd-line center, he's an offensive black hole.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. It doesn't work.
No.
He's basically just Bluger light, and he's done fine at
pretty
that.
much.
Our penalty kill has been better since trading for him, but no points still, which you don't expect from him, but you expect from a guy who's in a 2nd-line center role, which means that he's not built for that role.
Yeah.
And especially when you're playing alongside someone like Brock Besser, which is just killing Besser's ability to produce too whenever he's on the ice.
Recently, though, Besser has had a lot of chances, and I mean, he's just not scoring. It's crazy.
No, that is true as well. I think he's just been a little bit snake-bitten lately, but just feels like on offense nothing is going right, whereas on defense nothing is also going right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the game against Anaheim was a very fun one last week. It was a 5-4 Canucks victory. And since then, I think that was really the eye-opener for the Canucks because the defense has been better since in the past 3 games, but the offense is doing nothing. They've scored, 4 goals in their past 3 games now? And the offense wasn't a problem in November. Throughout all of November, they were scoring.
3. Yeah, 4 goals in their last 3 games.
Yeah.
Math.
No,
it
and
hasn't
I'm just
really been fun.
No, this team, throughout the years of being a Canucks fan, I've felt the full range of human emotions towards this team. But the one that had never really fully set in for me was apathy towards watching this team play. They've done it. I feel apathetic towards watching Canucks games right now. I'm just not caring anymore, and it's gotten to a point where I think between how bad and lifeless this team looks and how good teams like the Whitecaps and other teams I'm cheering for are doing right now, it's just not fun. You have an entertainment product that's not entertaining.
There have been times where the Canucks have been bad in the past, and it's still at least been somewhat entertaining to watch them play.
Yeah.
Especially under Bruce Boudreau that one season where we couldn't win because we were giving up every goal ever, but at least we were scoring. That was still fun to watch, and it was funny that we started off 0-5-2. Right now, we're just a boring bad.
I feel like it's a catalyst of there are players like back in those eras, the Bruce Boudreau era, there were players that cared. Back in eras before that, like pre-COVID era, the Canucks weren't good, but they had players that cared, i.e. the Sedins. Now it just feels like no one cares.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, yeah, I'm not going to say it again, but
Quinn Hughes.
yeah, specifically the guy who's wearing the C.
Yeah. We can call him out, I think.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to listen to this.
Okay, well, I don't care. If the C on your chest doesn't stand for complacency, bud, like, step it up out there.
Yeah, it's been disheartening.
Yeah, JC, I want to get your take on this, because I said a hot take last week, and Alex almost sent me to the gulag for it, so I want to get your opinion on this. I said, if this kind of attitude, I don't want to say attitude because that sounds wrong, but you know what? If it was a women's hockey player, if it was a woman, they'd call it attitude. So I'm gonna say attitude, for the sake of fairness. If this kind of attitude and like not caring, basically, from Quinn Hughes keeps up, he's going to be the second most infamous captain in Canucks history.
I mean, we know who number one is, obviously.
Yeah.
I feel like if you look back at the Canucks captain history, there haven't been a ton of bad apples. I don't think when Quinn Hughes leaves that I'm going to look at him in a negative light like I do that other guy. But I do think this is a more sour ending to his time as a Canuck than a lot of these other guys have had. Even Bo, who got traded, he still left on good terms. He was trying hard. We got something out of that. I don't think that's a crazy take. I don't think it can ever be compared to that other guy. I don't think it's really all that close, but
yeah, no, he's not. I'm not saying that he's like comparable, but I'm saying like in the ranking, like he's behind that guy, but it's not close to that guy. He's not eclipsing Mr. Handwritten Contract.
I can kind of see it, but it's like all the other captains are in this blurb, including Quinn, and then it's way up here for Mr. Clean.
Yeah, I don't know. If we see another JT Miller back check, I might move him a little higher, a little closer. But
the fact too that we're talking about somebody who is arguably the most talented player in franchise history, who is still under contract like this, and we're talking about the end of his time as a Canuck as such a given when the team seem like they don't even want to move him right now, just shows where this franchise is right now. I think it just such a picture where all of the fans seemingly have united that this one guy who is as talented as anyone we've ever had is gone, needs to move, should move, will move, whatever it may be.
I saw a take online that was just like, well, it's bad that we know it's inevitable. Like, it was about Canucks fans, like, we know it's inevitable, so we're going to villainize him. And I'm like, I see that point, but also I feel like he's just the lack of effort is kind of doing that itself.
No, it's definitely factored in quite heavily.
I definitely don't think that this criticism is coming from nowhere.
Mm-hmm. He's not doing himself any favors here.
No. Yeah.
This is 3 pointless games in a row for Quinn, which is something that the last couple of years you would never ever see him go 3 games without a point. Last year we barely even saw him go 2 games in a row without a point. But it's not even just like he's getting unlucky. He's just not playing. That San Jose game made me go crazy watching him because he just, like, we were down by 1 for half the game, and he looked like we were down by 7 because he just wasn't skating to the puck. He was giving up. His body language looked JT Miller-esque. I don't know what could have happened between that 5-4 win against Anaheim and that game against San Jose. I don't know if something off the ice happened, but it's been a crazy week for Quinn Hughes in the worst way possible.
No, and it's like
the FBI director. Sorry.
Forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. Just like again, like you were saying, not only the fact that he's going these 3 games without a point, but how it's happening is so frustrating because, like you were saying, he's giving up on plays that he never would have given up on, that you wouldn't see guys give up on. Don Taylor was talking about this on 650 the other day and saying, like, if you saw some of these happen in beer league, you would be giving a guy shit for it. Excuse me. And it's so true. Like, these are not NHL players. This is not NHL effort level we're seeing from a guy wearing the C for this franchise.
Yeah, I watch a lot of beer league. I've seen more heart from guys wearing the C in beer league. Yeah, frankly, it's embarrassing.
I can't even skate well, and I tried harder in a pickup game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never used hockey skates. I could probably do a better back check.
Could at least look like you wanted to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
While we're talking about defensemen, I'm remembering something that happened last time I was on this podcast last year. I'm remembering a discussion, so I want to ask Kaja right now.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Filip Hronek currently?
I'm not getting into that for legal reasons. My lawyer has advised me not to. Okay, yeah, he's been better this year, but I think that's in comparison to other defensemen on our team, on the team that haven't been as good this year. So, like, in comparison, he's not awful. I still don't particularly think he's worth the contract the Canucks gave him.
I think at the time of signing, it definitely seemed big, but with the cap going up, I don't think it's
With the
something
cap
that really
going
worries
up,
me.
yeah. But you know what? By the time his contract's over, Vancouver's going to be underwater anyway. So what does it matter?
I can understand criticisms for Filip Hronek because there are definitely times where he makes the wrong choices. But so far this season, I mean, he's definitely been giving his all, and
He's stepped up.
He's been trying, and there are times where I want to see him on power play 1 because I know that he's going to skate to that puck. And I mean, you look at off the ice too, and all the reports about him being like such a great locker room guy this year, and he's such a funny guy. I think that he's just such a great player for this organization to have, and even if we do sell off, I feel like we should keep him on because he could be such a good guy to help the younger guys that we bring in grow.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And last year, in some past years, I felt that he was a bit of a Hughes merchant, but this year I think he's actually been a lot better when he has not been with Quinn Hughes. Like, I would like to see them split up more.
If anything, Hughes is a Hronek merchant.
That's true. I mean, in the past, we've seen when Quinn Hughes goes out, Filip Hronek has been very good at stepping up. Like, there was a time last year, I think he had 10 points in 10 games without Quinn Hughes.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. He definitely is fine on his own pairing. And I feel like it makes way more sense to... The problem... Okay. I feel like it makes more sense to put somebody else with Hughes for the reason that Hronek is better without Hughes. But if you put someone else with Hughes, you get occasions like the Tom Wielander step up against Dallas, I think it was, where he left Quinn Hughes on a 2-on-1, and Quinn Hughes doesn't know how to play a 2-on-1. So, and Filip Hronek had a similar thing against Colorado, but he plays a lot more with Quinn Hughes, and that happens a lot less. He knows a lot better when he can step up and when he should just let Quinn Hughes do his thing. And that's something that a lot of the other guys on the team don't know yet, especially Wielander, who's barely played.
Is Quinn Hughes the Max Verstappen of the Canucks defensive core? Because every person he's paired with does better without him. And then they keep throwing, like you said, Wielander to the Wolves. Somewhat like what Helmut Marko does.
It's
I don't
definitely
know what
similar.
analogy I'm making here.
It's similar in the fact that the teammate has to conform to Verstappen. Like in Red Bull, they have to drive Verstappen's car, which doesn't suit them. And with the Canucks, the teammate has to play for Quinn Hughes instead of playing their own game sometimes. So I do think it's similar in a way.
I wonder if Isaac Hadjar can play 2C.
Maybe.
How tall is he again? He's short. My short king, Isaac Hadjar.
But no, I mean, like, Hronek has been one of a fairly short list of players I've been happy with this season, and I want to talk about one of those other players, just because, especially with you on JC, Kiefer Sherwood is one of these players as well. What would you like to see happen with Sherwood in the coming weeks, next little while?
Okay, I'm gonna start back last summer when we signed him. At first, I was like, okay, this is a fine signing, fourth line guy. But for some reason, throughout the summer, my love of Kiefer Sherwood grew just for no reason, and I named my Eachel character after him. I picked him up off of waivers in my fantasy league, and that's like a 400-person league. He didn't get drafted, and I was just like, I'm gonna pick him up because why not? And then he went crazy. So I was really early on the Kiefer Sherwood train. I'm a big Kiefer Sherwood fan, and that is part of the reason why I desperately want him traded. Because we can get so much value out of him, and I want to see him in the playoffs, because he has a game that belongs in the playoffs, not on a team that's 32nd in the NHL.
No, completely fair. I think, playoff teams should be chomping at the bit to get a guy like this. Feels like the perfect, just put him anywhere in your lineup and he will find a way to get some success. Just for his own sake, we need to let him be that player somewhere else. But also I think it's critical to not repeat mistakes of the past. And I think a few times this front office has kind of overpaid for a guy in free agency off of a hot year and come to regret it. And I think Sherwood, recent reports saying he could be asking for $5 million plus on his next contract. That's a big risk to take on a guy who has not played as much top six hockey as you would hope.
Yeah, I don't think that's worth it for us. I want to see him get that contract, but somewhere else. And I mean, you can't replace him. He's an irreplaceable player, really. No one's going to hit as much as he does and then also score 20 goals. But I just think the value that they're going to get from him, like if you can get a first rounder or more for this guy, send him away, please.
Yeah. But critically, too, if we're going to get that first round pick or a prospect, I'm really hoping they keep it, because this is a team that we have seen before in the instances of, for example, the Bo Horvat trade, getting that first round pick and flipping it for Phil Hronek, and then the JT Miller trade, we flipped the first round pick we got in that for Marcus Pettersson. If we are to get a first, I wonder if we keep it, because we're still seeing rumors that, again, like I touched on earlier, the team wants to start buying assets to try to stay competitive, which, again, stay is not the right word there, but sure. What I saw the other day was that we were talking trade with the Flyers, potentially looking to go get someone like Owen Tippett. And, I like Owen Tippett. This is not a team that should be going after a player like that right now.
No, not a chance.
It makes no sense.
Yeah. If this were 2 seasons ago for the team, or if he was 5 years younger, if he was 5 years younger than he was, that might make some level of sense. But for a player who's going to be 27 years old in January, especially, or February, I believe. But yeah.
Yeah. You have to remember, hockey goes by the Leonardo DiCaprio principle when you're looking for good players to develop. So if you want to be competitive, you gotta go 25 or under.
That is true.
My vibe.
I've not heard it put quite that way.
I don't even know who else they can aim for, though. Who else? I mean, there's Brad Lambert in Winnipeg, but that feels like a Lucas Reichel kind of deal, too.
Yeah.
You don't have... There's not a whole lot for them to do. I think keeping the pick is 100% the move. If they get a pick...
No, I think it absolutely should be. I'm just wondering if...
They're not going to do it.
What they should do and what they end up actually doing is not necessarily going to be the same.
Because Jim Rutherford doesn't know what he's doing, and even though he's the president of hockey operations, he's the guy doing Alvin's job for him, because Alvin is just playing to his old boss.
While we're discussing possible Canucks trades, I definitely know something that Kaja and I will be on the same page on, which is the fact I would love to see Connor Garland get traded.
Oh.
I think that I like Connor Garland as a player. I think he is somewhat overrated by the fan base because he goes on long stretches of doing nothing. I think he deserves the love that he gets, but I think people think that he's better than he really is. and you could definitely get a first-round pick out of Connor Garland, I feel. He doesn't have his no move clause doesn't kick in until July 1st, so you can just trade him now, and this is a way to get younger. Like, you have so many guys on the team in that, like, 28 to 31-year-old range, and Garland is, like, a prime candidate to move on from, because even though, he's another one-of-one player, he does some stuff that you're probably not going to get from another person. The value that you can get from him for the future is probably better than paying him $6 million a year for the next 6 years.
No, fair enough. And I do wonder how that contract extension that kicks in next year would affect the trade market for him. But just in general, the principle of moving some of these guys out who are a little older in order to institute an actual rebuild like we have not seen this organization do in God knows how long would make a lot of sense.
I could see something like they trade him to a contender, and then the contender flips him in the offseason.
I feel like the contract would probably help the Canucks move him because if you're trading for him, you have the opportunity to keep him for another 6 years after that.
Yeah.
Or you can just trade him. I don't think that's a barrier at all because I don't think it's a bad contract. I think with the cap going up $6 million, he's worth that. I don't really want the Canucks to pay that, but a team that's in a win now mode could definitely use a Connor Garland, and I don't think they'd really mind giving up that money.
No, fair enough. And I guess with the cap going up too, it does definitely help.
We just have so many win now players that we don't need because we're not going to win now.
We're not winning now. Yeah, no, I feel like there are definitely some teams that could suit him, either in the form of a contender or maybe a team who's kind of coming close to breaking out but feel like they need a few more pieces maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that could get interesting. I'm also really wondering, and I know you two will both agree that if we can trade him, we absolutely should. Do you think there could be a market for Evander Kane at all or not? Or are the other teams too smart to figure that out?
Dude, give up a pick to trade him.
Literally. I don't care if they got rid of the first. I don't care. Get him off this team.
That might be too extreme for me, but
no, I don't care.
There's
a reason that the North Shore Winter Club still has the Oilers logo next to his name, and that's because he hasn't done anything good for the Canucks organization since coming here 6 months ago.
Kane,
get him out.
Kane is bad. I do think that there is a market for him. He had a very good playoff season with Edmonton this past playoffs. Like he was a very good player for them.
Played.
His point production this season really hasn't been that bad. Obviously, we've seen that he is a bad player, but there are going to be playoff teams who want a guy like that. So I think that they should be able to move him, even if they just get the 4th round pick back that they already traded away. I think that's still fine. You took a gamble. It didn't work. Admit your mistakes. They did it with Daniel Sprong. Do it with Evander Kane.
Boston.
Even if we retain some salary, maybe you can get something back for him. Again, it's not going to be like, in a logical world, anything of any actual value, but if you can just find a way to get him off this roster, I would take it.
I do agree. I think Kane fits Boston. I like that call. I think
sense.
That works well.
I think Garland and Sherwood, Tampa. Sherwood, maybe Habs.
I feel like I like Sherwood as a Hab. I think that would be cool. I feel like Garland has been rumored with the Bruins ever since he became a Canuck.
That's because he's from
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, yeah.
So I don't think I'd be too shocked at that. Maybe we finally get the Fabian.
That's like Connor McDavid going to the Leafs, bro. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I would love to get rid of Connor Garland. The difference between Garland and Sherwood is that I want them both traded, but I want Sherwood to go to a team like Montreal that I enjoy watching, so I can continue watching him play. And Garland, I don't care. He can go anywhere. I'm gonna forget about him.
Like, there are certain players that I will watch that were ex-Canucks that I really enjoyed as a Canuck. Like, I started watching, like, I got into the New York Rangers because the Canucks traded Tyler Mott there.
Yeah.
And then I was a Rangers fan for, like, 3 years. Like, yeah, I mean, you can blame Chris Kreider for that, and then you can blame Chris Drury for trading for JT Miller, and then I stopped being a Rangers fan. Anyway, um, like I willingly went to a Canucks Nashville game in January 2025 to see Luke Shen. So I feel like I understand these sorts of situations. Yeah,
For
I would
me,
keep watching for Sherwood. I wouldn't watch for Garland.
I didn't really love watching Calgary, but I did. And I definitely did not love watching Philadelphia, but luckily that didn't have to last too long. LA, I do enjoy watching.
Oh, I was like,
So I
who are
get
you
to watch a
talking
lot
about?
of Andrei
The
Kuzmenko
Kuzmenko
games
show.
now. But the
Yeah.
problem that comes into my head is the fact that Bo Horvat got traded to the Islanders, and I love Bo Horvat. Like I'm from
Mhm.
London. I've been watching him since he was a Knight. I do not want to watch Islanders hockey.
No.
Luckily, this year they've
No.
become way more fun to watch. So
Yeah.
I will turn a game on every so often because they are interesting, and he's having a great season. But when he got traded to the Islanders, I just immediately stopped watching him.
Yeah, no, I'm like I keep track of like when he scores and stuff, but I'm like I can't put myself through watching an Islanders hockey game.
Yeah.
Kaya, I don't know if you remember this, but during the playoffs last season, JC was writing articles for us summarizing each Kings Oilers game, including
no,
a
I remember.
Kuzmenko watch section.
I was very confused.
I just wanted
I
to
was
keep
very
writing,
confused
but
that
I had
yeah.
so much motivation to write at that point, but there was nothing to write about Canucks wise. So I'm gonna be watching every Kings Oilers game, and obviously the Canucks fan base had somewhat of an interest in that due to it being the Oilers. So
Hate watch and
Yeah,
Kuzmenko.
go Oilers.
yeah, now we are obviously it's come to a tough spot where at some point in the playoffs, I think we're gonna see Edmonton Vegas. And I'm going to become the biggest Edmonton Oilers fan of all time.
Oh, yep. Yeah, like I don't necessarily hate the Edmonton Oilers to the extent that some Canucks fans do. Yeah, I wonder who I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't necessarily hate them, but that's because I just really like watching Connor McDavid play hockey.
Yeah.
Because I think that's fascinating. I don't think that's like a controversial take. Um,
I don't despise Edmonton. I think especially during the regular season, they don't bother me at all because I know they're going to make playoffs. Like even this year
yeah,
where they're not as good right now, they're going to make playoffs. Like
yeah.
it doesn't bother me in the regular season. Vegas
Chicago
bothers
is
me
in
all year
playoff
round.
position.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to
Anaheim is leading the Pacific Division.
I think they're going to make playoffs. I don't think they're going to end up at the top.
Yeah,
Edmonton
I think they'll have a bit of
has annoyed me in the playoffs. Like even last year where I didn't care about them that much in the regular season, I still wanted them to lose because I just don't want people in my messages being like, "Oh, the Oilers are number 1. Your team's never going to win a cup." But this year, if they happen to face Vegas again, which I was already cheering for them last year, this year I'm whipping out my Edmonton Oilers sweater and I'm wearing it. I'm not taking it off.
You have an Oilers sweater. I haven't even gotten to that step yet.
I got it a while ago before the Canucks Oilers rivalry became like a thing. Because before the Canucks made playoffs and won the division a couple seasons ago, I was cheering for Edmonton in the playoffs because there wasn't really any big deal between Vancouver and Edmonton. I really didn't like Calgary, so I was cheering for Edmonton because I wanted them to beat Calgary. I was fine with them. After 2023-24, and even during that season, I started to really hate them. Now I'm getting back to the whole, yeah, whatever.
Here's the thing about the Canucks Edmonton rivalry. I think the Canucks think about it way more than the Oilers do. It's like that's one clip from, I think it's Mad Men, where I don't know the actor's name, but I know he's also in the show Superstore. He goes to John Hamm, he's like, "I feel bad for you," and then John Hamm's character goes, "I don't think about you at all." I think that's the Canucks Oilers rivalry. The Oilers are John Hamm. They do not think about the Canucks whatsoever.
Definitely not anymore.
And definitely not anymore. Like maybe they thought about it for a split second, but then they made the finals. They do not care.
23,
I will say,
24, it was heated. It was electric.
oh,
But
that year
after
was
that-
heated.
Oh yeah.
But after that, no, nothing.
Not at all. It is definitely very one-sided now because, I mean, Edmonton has Florida. They have their villain. And even
They have
LA,
their
who
villain.
they've destroyed LA, so that's really kind of a one-sided hatred too. But they still definitely think about
Yeah.
LA more than they would think about Vancouver.
Yeah, like it's the whole thing. And also, like, I also think of like the weird Winnipeg Jets Leafs rivalry that all started because Mark Scheifele said there's nothing better than beating the Leafs. And then the Leafs were like, we have other fish to fry. We got Boston, we got the Habs, we have Ottawa even. Like, calm yourself.
The
Yeah.
Leafs just kind of exist to be that like Dallas Cowboys team though that everyone
yeah.
can agree we hate.
Oh yeah. The Leafs are the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL. Yeah, I do have multiple Leafs things though, I will admit.
I've always, well, throughout the 2020s, I think I've grown to like the Leafs. I don't mind them really. I kind of feel bad, really. It comes from a
Yeah.
place of feeling bad.
I went to a Leafs game in person in Toronto once. They're
Was
playing
it
the
worth the
Canucks.
money?
It was it the final score was 3-2. The game winning goal for Toronto was scored by Jordy Ben.
Oh, awesome! Then it was worth it.
Yeah, that was
That's
a
a
time.
name I have not heard in a while.
It was a fun trip. Yeah.
I was
It
actually going to
was-
ask, like, did you luck into one of the games that the Canucks magically won in Toronto? Because
No.
the Canucks and Leafs kind of have that thing where if they're playing in Vancouver, Vancouver wins, and if they're playing in Toronto,
in
Toronto wins.
Toronto wins.
But Vancouver won both last year, I think.
Yeah. No, I went. It was the Hall of Fame weekend when the Sedins were inducted in Luongo. So,
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
and it was also my friend's birthday, so we went for that. And I love Toronto, great city.
And Jordy Ben masterclass.
Don't remind me. And I got a stuffed Carlton, which was the highlight because
Fire.
Carlton's my favorite mascot.
It is a cool one. I do like the. I don't know how they settled on a polar bear, but I think it's cool.
Basic Canada.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Finn, but I love Carlton.
I'm reminded of the All Canadian division season when the Canucks and Leafs played 9 times and the home team won every single time, even though there weren't fans in the stands. The home team still, like, this is the weirdest matchup of all time, I think.
Wait, okay. I just noticed there are 3 teams in playoff positions with negative goal differentials.
Yeah, because every team sucks, except for Colorado.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
Suck.
okay. So I want y'all to guess. It's 1 team in the West and 2 teams in the East.
Surely Chicago.
No. Chicago is +7.
Damn.
Yeah.
I guess Bedard's scoring a lot, so.
The 1 team in the West,
Utah.
Utah is +4. No, it is the ever so predictable Los Angeles Kings.
Oh,
-5.
They started off very bad.
Yeah, and they also, like, they've done it a couple years now where they get into the playoffs with a negative goal differential, which I think is hilarious.
In the East, I don't know if their win last night or their overtime loss last night got them into a playoff spot, but I feel like the Red Wings might be one.
I was gonna say the
Red
Devils.
Wings are 6th.
No, the Red Wings.
The Red Wings are 6th. They're at a -12. They're 6th in the wild card standings.
Oh, damn.
The Devils
it's such a logjam. It's hard to even know
Yeah.
who's in
Yeah.
a playoff
No,
spot
of
right
course,
now.
of course.
The Devils are +1. It is the Boston Bruins -1 and the Montreal Canadiens -7.
Yeah, Habs makes sense. They got their
That tracks.
stuff rocked
Yeah.
by Colorado.
Yeah. I mean, everyone has. They're +47 right now.
I think the Colorado and Dallas games alone were like a -12 between the two.
Yeah, well, I think they both have. Actually, no. It's Colorado +47, Washington +27, and then Dallas is +24. And they're the
Whatever.
only ones over 20.
Colorado's so stupid. I hate this team.
Yeah.
Why are they this? Why is Scott Wedgwood good?
Why is Scott Wish? I have so many thoughts about the Colorado.
I'm wondering if
But-
wondering he gets on Team Canada.
Maybe. I mean,
That is,
Bennington is still going to get a spot. No matter
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
he's doing this season, he's guaranteed. And then you have Logan Thompson, who's definitely ahead of Wedgwood in that order. But
yeah,
can
but he's
Wedgwood
not
be
going
like
to
a
get
Kemper?
in if it's going to be the same thing as like the Four Nations when it was run by people that were with Vegas and they didn't want to bring him in because him and Aiden Hill had beef apparently.
True. Yeah. Well, they can't bring in Aiden Hill or else we're going to throw a riot, as Canucks fans do. Definitely no Sam Montembeau. If Sam Montembeau goes, he better just sit in the press box the whole time.
My goat, Sam Montembeau.
although, like, let's see if we're actually going to the Olympics, if we can talk about this a little bit. The rink in
yeah.
Milan right now. Currently 3 feet too short, I believe, and Bill Daly the other day was saying, if the rink is not ready, we're not going.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to go well in the CBA negotiations next year if they.
Oh, it's going to go fantastic.
Yeah, because that's next year, right?
Next year or the year after?
I am looking it up. The NHL CB. I said the CBSA. That's the Canadian Border Service Agency.
Same thing, really.
For security. Yeah.
pretty
CBA
much.
expire. No, I don't want AI mode. Oh, what? Okay, never mind. The current CBA is in effect through September 15th, 2026. On July 6th, 2025, the players ratified a new CBA and memorialized in a... Damn it! I wanted
So
drama!
You want to walk out?
Yeah!
I guess we're
It's
Canucks
Anything to
fun.
stop
so
the Canucks
no
from playing
might be
hockey.
better.
No, I get to enjoy the fall. Let me live.
Wait, we could just watch PWHL. It would be fire, except for the team sucks.
Yeah.
I think,
it's
they'll still go to
expansion
the
thing.
Olympics. I think
Yeah.
we're too far in now where like the top players in the league are going to be so mad if you don't let them go.
Yeah, totally.
Sidney Crosby will literally, like, he will march into the NHL office and hold it hostage until they're allowed to go.
And I can say I was in Italy 2 summers ago, and can say from my experience there, it's quite predictable that they were going to have some problems getting stuff built in time. No one is in a hurry in that country for any reason ever.
Well,
I know a place that could host the hockey games for the Olympics.
Where?
I was gonna say Vancouver because the Coliseum and Rogers Arena
Oh, yeah.
will be empty
Oh, that's true.
because both PWHL and the other team will be gone.
extract hockey and put it in Canada, and then let Italy have everything else.
Yep. Actually, you know what's funny about that? Kind of. So my mom wrote in my birthday card, I hope there's a lot of wins for, she said, the Whitecaps, Max, Blue Jays, and the Rise.
Yeah.
Did not mention hockey.
She's just being realistic.
Yeah, I was just like, did you forget? And she's like, no.
No, just like,
Okay,
just being
I
honest.
understand. Yeah, just being honest.
Fair enough.
But yeah. Anyway,
Not even the
we'll talk about
Goldeneyes.
it.
Maybe.
Not even the
When was your
Goldeneyes.
birthday?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay, happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it was that one. Maybe she forgot about because it's new.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, NHL Olympics. I mean, it's 3 feet. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, international rinks are usually bigger, but I don't know. I feel like in the grand scheme of things,
I don't feel
It'll
like
be
it should be
fine.
that big of a deal.
no.
I don't think so, but I'm interested to see if it changes things at all.
I'm feeling like the NHL is just trying to find any reason to not
Yep.
send their players.
Oh,
But
totally.
this
Yep.
could be the best thing for the NHL ever, unless
Oh,
obviously
totally.
you could see a big injury, and that would be bad. But the like, why am I blanking on the word entire? Whatever. The coverage that hockey's going to get for the month of February is going to be absolutely insane because
Mm-hmm.
there aren't too many team sports in the Winter Olympics. These are the kinds of sports that people really love to watch in the
Yeah.
Olympics. And
Like,
sending your
sorry.
best players is going to make it even better. So this could be very, very good for hockey.
Look at how big of a success the Four Nations was. This is a tournament that means something.
Yeah, that was a fake tournament with 4 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like the NBA Cup is more real than that.
It was awesome though.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was very skeptical of it going in.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think everyone was. But
I am quoted on the internet forever for saying that Canada is lucky that the lowest place they can get is 4th.
I was quoted as saying, I think this is going to be preseason intensity. And then I saw that Canada-USA game.
Yeah. No, I was going to make a comment. Oh, yeah, right. So you think about, I also kind of like the general attitudes towards hockey hype, I guess you could say, around like the 2010 and 2014 Olympics. I mean, also it helped that the Canucks were good at the time, and I was a child. But like there was a lot of good energy surrounding like being a hockey fan and cheering and all that kind of stuff. And then when 2018 rolls around and they're not going to the Olympics, no one cares. No one cares. Like it's not only affecting the sport, I feel, it's also affecting like Olympic like coverage and stuff too. Like are you that like Bill Daly, are you that scared that Connor Hellebuck's gonna choke again? Anyway.
I would be.
Yeah. Connor Hellebuck in a big game makes me feel very confident.
Yeah.
Yes.
Versus Bennington, which it's so funny because, like, I mean, Hellebuck really hasn't been as dominant this season, and that's in the regular season, which is when he's good.
He's injured.
Well, he was playing, he hasn't been as good. He has a .913 save percentage, which is good. It's still fine, but it's not close to the top. Yeah, and imagine this Connor Hellebuck in the Olympics, like already a little bit weak.
Yeah. We should touch on the Goldeneyes a little bit here before we get into the other bit we want to talk about before going into other sports. So not definitely the start of the season we had hoped for this team. What are your guys' expectations rest of the way here?
I think they're... So, well, she's also injured.
Yeah, I'm saying get Sarah Nurse back.
Yeah, Sarah Nurse back.
I run a PWH. I run a Vancouver Goldeneyes account. I know Sarah Nurse is injured. Don't play with me.
I write about them for the Hockey News. I know what's going on.
You both know about the Goldeneyes.
I'm saying get Sarah Nurse back. We're 0-3 since she got injured.
Yeah, but it's also like they're playing against established teams.
Yeah.
Versus Seattle in their first game. It's an expansion franchise. Yeah. And expansion franchises usually take a little bit more time to gel. They had the same standard 1 week of preseason, training camp, 2 preseason games against another expansion side. So I really think that probably, like, they don't have, yes, these players are all very experienced in their own rights with their former teams, but they're still a new group. The cohesion isn't there. Yeah. The, fluidity. I don't know if I'm, it doesn't, flow properly.
It's not gelling.
It's not gelling, thank you. There's no cohesive unit yet. And I think that's just growing pains of an expansion franchise. That's how it's going to work. There is the anomaly of the Vegas Golden
refs.
I was going to say, unless you're Vegas and you have Satan on your side.
Yeah, no, I'm that was an anomaly. Look at Seattle when they came into the league. Yeah. There's so many teams that are expansion franchises that just don't pick up. And yeah, I'm not surprised. It's a very talented group. I just think that they need to get their legs under them a little bit. No. They have a 3-game homestand coming up. So hopefully that helps.
The Golden LTIR is very much being the exception and not the rule.
Golden LTIR.
Golden LTIR. Yeah. I have another thing to say about the Golden Blanks, but I'm not going to say it. Look at Twitter
I've seen a couple people panicking and comparing them to the Canucks just because the Canucks are not doing anything right now. First of all, comparing any franchise to the Vancouver Canucks is highly disrespectful.
The Canucks have been failing for 55 years.
This team's lost 3 games.
This team has not existed for a month yet.
This team's lost 3 games. Players are still getting to know each other. You gotta give it time with the Goldeneyes.
Yeah.
I think it's at least been more fun to watch because of them being new. You don't already have the crazy attachment to them, so when they lose a game, I've just been moving on with my life. I want them to win, obviously, but it hasn't been like ruining my night like the Canucks have done so many times before. I do think the one player that I really, really am expecting a lot more from is Hannah Miller. She has not done really a whole lot of anything yet, which is surprising. And I definitely need more from her. But it's really hard to judge the team, obviously, because the chemistry isn't there yet, as you said. And you really need Sarah Nurse back because Nurse is clearly the heart of the team. I don't think she fixes all our problems. We were losing 5-1. I don't think Sarah Nurse in the lineup makes us win that game or anything, but I think they play better when they have her because she is the beating heart, it seems, to this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the MVP of the season so far for the Goldeneyes has been Emmerich Smashmeyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hung out to dry.
Yeah. Especially in the game against Boston. Again, Boston, cohesive unit. I believe they lead the league right now. Yeah, because New York lost against Seattle. Which also, New York, what are you doing? Boston leads the league. They're 3-0 on the year.
Yeah.
Yep, 3-0. They're the only team that hasn't lost a game.
Yeah.
Left her out to dry. The shots, they were 19-2.
Yeah.
After the first.
I was at work when that game was happening, and I got the tweet notification from the Goldeneyes after the first. I saw shots 19-2, and I was thinking, oh my god, what is wrong with Vancouver hockey teams?
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll get it together a little bit more, though. They have too many good players that just aren't clicking right now, and it can't last all year.
Yeah, so I almost said the Canucks. The Goldeneyes lost that game. I believe it was 2-1. Or no, 2-0. They got shut out. Mashmeyer still had a .935 save percentage.
Yeah. I mean, she's great. We knew, Ottawa's 2 goalies are so good last season, and we knew we were going to get one of them, and it ended up being Mashmeyer, and thank goodness for that, because, without her, we're losing games 10-0.
Yeah. The offense also needs to get going, because...
Definitely.
It was 5-1 in both games, right? Against Ottawa and New York.
Yeah, I believe.
The offense needs to get going. Goals for 6, goals against 15. You weren't going to get one against, of course, Erin Frankel, who's insane, in net. She's great. Boston has allowed 1 goal.
That is insane.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
Well, the Goldeneyes have only scored 2 goals in their past 3 games, which is similar to what the Canucks have been doing recently with 4 goals in their past 3. We are not seeing a lot of scoring happening for Vancouver hockey teams right now. Also, you almost called them the Canucks, and I will admit there are so many times where I will just automatically say Canucks because I'm so used to talking about Vancouver hockey being the Canucks.
Yeah.
I really got to get used to that.
It's an adjustment. I don't know. I've had, I also cover, Abbotsford, too, so I'm when I say the Canucks, I automatically think of Abbotsford now, because, I have their games in my schedule and everything, just to make sure, okay, when are they playing? When is the game that, I'm gonna go cover? It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I have Abbotsford on the brain. And then my dad told me that he got invited to go to the Canucks game tonight, and I was just like, there's no Canucks game tonight, they play Saturday. No, it was the Vancouver Canucks.
I would say it's for the best that you're thinking Abbotsford instead of Vancouver, but this season
last year would have been
for sure. Yeah,
last year would have been. I think it's partially Vancouver's fault. I wrote a whole article about this.
I think it's more than partially. Abbotsford's just had so many of their players stolen from them. There was that time I was so annoyed. It was I think early November, we called up Kirill Kudryavtsev for like
Mhm.
5 games, didn't play him once, just stole
Yeah.
him from Abbotsford.
Yep.
And then we sent him back down, and it took him a little bit to find his footing again. He was so good to start the year in Abbotsford, and then he had a couple slower games, and I mean,
Mhm.
he's been doing a little bit better in the recent games too. But why
Yeah,
did
I
we
think
take him to just sit him in the press box?
Abbotsford is also funny because like they also have a lot of injuries that they've
Yeah.
been dealing with. Um, and also they've used at I don't know if it's gone up since I wrote the piece, but they used 6 goalies so far in like a month of games. 6 goal. That's including an e-bug. That's including an e-bug.
Oh, I
But
forgot about that.
in Colorado, yeah,
Yeah.
because Ty Young left with an injury, but then came back. I think Ty Young's the goalie who's played the most, but yeah, it was when Koskin Vuo made his start and won in the shootout loss to break the losing streak and also getting their first home win. Um, yeah, he was their 6th goalie, and I was like, I had to do the math to figure out that I wasn't like making this up. Yeah, no, it was it's great to watch hockey in the lower mainland right now.
I think it was a little bit predictable that Abbotsford wasn't going to go back to back with the Calder Cup, especially from the offseason where they lost some key players, notably their goalie. But there were a lot of other players that they
MVP winning
lost too.
goalie.
Like, I mean, they lost Di Giuseppe, they lost Nielsen. There were some other players
Blay.
that were really key contributors. And I did expect it to not, go as well for them this year, but this is
Yeah,
quite crazy.
and also like call ups and stuff too.
Yeah,
like
that's
a bunch
what's
of
been
players.
sinking them.
Yeah, a bunch of players that played on that Calder Cup winning roster because the Canucks really didn't do anything in the offseason. Like the Vancouver Canucks didn't do anything in the offseason that much aside from sign players to ridiculous deals, aside from Brock Besser, thank you for keeping him. Like basically like a bunch of their players now make up the bottom 6 in the Canucks. Yeah. Sometimes the top 6, so like who is up there? Is Mancini back?
I don't think Mancini's called up, but we did.
Okay.
We sent down Elias Pettersson just to call him right back up.
I just remember that they were trying to do the paper transaction thing they did a lot last year with Mancini, and then the league was just like, no, he has to play a game in the AHL. And I was there for that game when he played in the AHL. A number of players have been called back and forth, but have just stayed up on the roster. Linus Karlsson, Atu Ratu, Archie Baines,
Sisson. I mean, I feel like
Sisson,
that's the biggest part is that we have the entire top line of Abbotsford in Vancouver right now. Baines, Sisson, Karlsson making up that fourth line a lot of the time. So basically, you've stolen an entire top line plus Elias Pettersson, who was probably maybe arguably their best defenseman last year, and Mancini hasn't played a lot in Abbotsford this season, so
he I mean Pettersson played considerable minutes in the NHL last year too.
Yeah,
so
earlier in the year though.
Earlier in the year, yes, he was like one of the top. They also took Vilander, who's next? Vilmer Ulrichsen. Like, are they gonna call up Kudryavtsev for the 5th time? They call Patera back up.
Tolopilo, his wife went into labor. That's why they called it Patera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Thank you for that information. Okay, cool. I was just like, they call it Patera again. They just sent him back down. Like, there's so much. Like, it's very confusing. But yeah, that makes more sense. I did not see that.
I'm honestly hoping Kudryavtsev gets called up, but to like actually play a game, that's my dog. Kudryavtsev is my guy. I want to see him.
I love Kudryavtsev.
Yeah, I would rather see Kudryavtsev in the lineup than Quinn Hughes, honestly.
Yeah, because he'd probably put in more effort.
He would.
Don't do that to his trade value. Don't do that to his trade value.
Don't care.
I really love the way Kudryavtsev plays. I mean, he's not the biggest guy, but he knows exactly how to play defense, and he's good on both sides of the ice too. Maybe being small as a defenseman isn't like a very big strength, but he knows how to work around it, and he tries hard. As a 7th rounder, he's already played NHL games. Like he played it 3 years after he was drafted. And that's very good for a seventh rounder. Like,
Yeah, no, he's definitely one of the bright spots for Abbotsford this year. Yeah. I just noticed that the Goldeneyes only have 2 points for their win because it was an overtime win, and the PWHL's point system works differently. And I actually really like how the point system works differently. I think it's better because you shouldn't be able to get the same amount of points if you win outside of regulation, in my opinion. I have a whole spreadsheet from a couple years ago that tracked this for the NHL. But yeah, anyway, I think that's enough for me talking about things.
Should we talk about that other podcast you want to talk about?
Okay, back to me talking about other things. So, if you're unaware, there's a podcast that exists, if you can call it that.
One of the podcasts of all time.
A podcast of all time. The hosts are Matthew Brendan Tkachuk and Braden with an E, Tkachuk, because they don't like it when girls call players by their nicknames. So, you know what, Braden? You know what, Matthew? This is what you're getting. Yeah. Like, it's also so milquetoast. Like, when is the best time to put up Christmas decorations? Go play with your kids. You're grown men.
It was so weird that they specifically said the worst thing ever is when girls call you by your nickname. Like, they were saying how people who don't know hockey as much, when they say your nickname, it feels weird. And I can understand that. But then they specifically made it about girls, which is just, especially what you'd expect from the Kachucks, by the way. Like, I'm not surprised to have
considering Matthew is on I'm going to get political. I don't care. Considering Matthew is on a panel to it's a transphobic thing, but to keep men out of women's sports. But I honestly, irony, the panel's all men, baby. That's it. Like, and you come in here complaining. I thought you were a protector of women in sports, Matthew.
I mean, they're just trying to be the Kelseys, and the Kelseys actually have charisma and some things to talk about. And I don't listen to their podcast. I'm not interested in it, but it was a good idea for them. The Kachucks have nothing to talk about. They don't have any life outside of hockey. That's watching the clip about when's the best time to put up Christmas decorations killed me, because, like, who cares?
There is more substance in the YouTube videos I made when I was 12 than there are in these, who cares about when the best time to put up decorations is? And I'm sorry for calling players by their nicknames sometimes, because you know what? Like, sometimes the names are really long. I don't want to keep saying Braden Tkachuk, because that's not what the title of your Wikipedia page is, buddy. Like,
James Duthie was on the Bar Down podcast recently, and he told a story about Brady Tkachuk. And then very shortly after, Brady Tkachuk told the exact same story on his podcast and didn't change a word of it. Just the same exact thing. It was the same thing. They don't know. Okay, the podcast that I run with Kyler Mimamoto, it's Specific Perspectives. I'm not trying to plug it here. I'm just giving context, because the duo of me and Kyler Mimamoto is a stupid one. We're not taken seriously that much. But I genuinely think our dumbass podcast is better than this one by NHL players, because they are so boring.
Yeah, one of the marketing things they did was just like, oh, it's like unfiltered or whatever. You can see them reading off a damn script. Buddy! We learned this. I know you didn't get to go to school because you couldn't pass the reading comprehension of a grade 2 student, but like, we learned this in grade 9 drama, bud. Grow up. The only things you are valid to talk about are male pattern baldness, because rip your hairlines, bro. There's nothing original about either of these guys. Especially Brady having literally the most common birthday in the world, September 16th. It's a fact. It's one of the most common birthdays. I think the most common in the world. So yeah, there's quite literally nothing original about anything that's going on.
I don't think there are any hockey players that I want to here speak less than the Kachucks. There are some on the same on the same level, but I don't think there's anyone below their level. Like, this is terrible.
I liked the example used earlier of the podcast with the Kelsey brothers, because, like, I've listened to it once or twice before. I'm not, like, an avid listener or anything by any stretch, but I can absolutely see the target audience for that podcast and see why there are people who are interested in listening to them, because they do genuinely have, again, there's charisma, there's stories to tell. Jason Kelsey, I absolutely love. Who is this for? Who cares?
I think we know who it's for, and it's
I get that,
for
but
the
even
worst
with who
type
it's
of person
for,
ever.
But they
no, I get that, but
have
even
Spit
for
and
this worst
Chicklets.
type of person ever, there's already other shows for them with people who at least have maybe a shred of charisma,
like
as opposed to Matthew Tkachuk and Braden Tkachuk, as we're calling him now, who have as much flavor as unsalted crackers.
No. We have to go full names. Matthew Brendan Tkachuk, which is also stupid. Your middle name's Brendan and your brother's name is Braden.
Yeah,
Where's the originality even
there?
there?
Well,
Like,
Keith Tkachuk was also a hockey player who also is
CTESPN.
foreign. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Antonio Brown. Sorry, I'm not going to shout out Antonio Brown, actually.
I made that exact same
I
mistake on this
respect
podcast a few weeks ago. Shouted out Antonio Brown and then realized, no.
Yeah, like, honestly, The Undertaker, wrestling legend, he has so many documentaries and podcasts about himself now that it's just grating to listen to. I would rather listen to him and Triple H do a podcast together that is 6 hours long. I would rather listen to that every single day of my life than one episode of the damn Tkachuk Brothers podcast. Also, if you're supposed to be growing the game, what is this growing to? Fungus in the Florida swamp? Like, nothing good is going to come of this. It's the same thing of, like, claiming that Matthew is the face of the NHL by putting him in NHL 26. Like, that should have been Leon Draisaitl. I'm sorry if, like, that's too slight Oilers fan of me, but that, like, I don't claim myself as an Oilers fan, but you can't claim that Matthew Tkachuk is the face of the NHL when that face of the, if you want the face of the NHL to be extremely punchable.
It sucks that
I want to put the Meet the Grams beat over
you have
this
a
whole
guy
segment.
like you have a guy like Alex Barkov on the Panthers, who's like one of the most likable guys in the sport, and then him winning means that Matthew Tkachuk also gets to win. That's tough.
That was like my thing. I was just like, I want Brad Marchand to win a cup. His first cup, the only one. I want Brad Marchand to win a cup. Because, like, he's somewhat likable.
That's so weird to think about now.
Don't you mean Alexander Alexandrovich Barkov?
Oh yeah, sorry.
His middle name is Alexandrovich?
Wait, don't you mean Bradley Marchand?
Oh yeah, Bradley. What's his middle name? Bradley.
I don't know offhand.
I feel like he has a dumb middle name, but I could be wrong.
I feel like it started with an L.
I think it's Leopold.
No. What is his middle name? It's not on here.
Maybe he doesn't have one.
What the heck? Give me a second.
Maybe he's middle nameless.
Middle name. No, he has
Kevin.
one. I saw Kevin.
His middle name's Kevin?
Bradley Kevin Marchand.
Dude, that's like when I was explaining to my mom, I was just like, oh yeah, that's Lankinen. And she's just like, oh, what's his first name? So it's like making up like fake like Nordic names. I'm like, no, his first name's Kevin.
Kevin as a middle name is insane.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's wild. Wow.
Bradley Kevin Marchand.
That's a name.
I like him more now.
That goes hard, honestly.
What is another player that goes? Yeah, we got to talk about Quentin Jerome Hughes. Like, do I know if that's his middle name? I don't know.
Elias Frederick Pettersson?
But none of the
no, Frederick Elias.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
I know William Nylander has an interesting name.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna look it up. William Nylander, my goat.
There's
William
quite a lot going
Andrew
on there.
Michael Jr. Nylander Altelius.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why is the junior there? What is happening?
Mitchell
Michael,
Daniel Marner, his
okay,
former
that name is
teammate.
Michael. None of this makes sense to me. Nothing that's happening in his name
No.
makes sense. And then there's Jerome McGinley.
Oh yeah, like 8 middle names or something.
What?
Jerome McGinley has a ton of middle names.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
crazy.
I'm gonna check that one.
Wait, I got it.
Okay, one more
Jerome
middle
Arthur,
name, and then we should probably
Arthur
move on.
Lee, Ada Kunle, Tej Junior Elvis Aginla. I don't know how to pronounce some of those.
Elvis?
Damn.
Yeah, Jerome
I didn't know
Arthur
Elvis
Lay,
Merzlikins had
Ada
such an
Kunle, Tig
impact.
Junior Elvis Aginla. I probably said one of those wrong.
I have to mention, Austin Matthews' middle name is Taylor, but it's spelled Taylour.
Gross.
Awesome. It's a
I-
Canadian
Okay, I
spelling.
think we should probably move off middle names.
Yeah, we got sidetracked.
Speaking of hockey players we don't want to hear from, let's talk about Wayne Gretzky and the World Cup draw today.
Ovechkin is a gold. Ovechkin's mom was a
Macedonia.
gold medalist
Macedonia.
in basketball.
So, first of all, for
Curacao.
anyone who missed it, Canada's group is officially drawn as Canada, Switzerland, Qatar, and the winner of one of the UEFA playoffs, which will be one of Italy, Northern Ireland, Wales, and I believe Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Herzegovina.
Relatively solid draw for Canada. However, one of the more interesting parts of this draw, which went on for way too long, was everyone's least favorite Canadian, Wayne Gretzky, getting the names of, I want to say 4 countries wrong?
So Curacao, he said wrong.
Yeah, Curacao.
He said North Macedonia wrong.
That's crazy because, like, how have you not heard North Macedonia? Like, North Macedonia isn't the biggest country, but it's also well known
Yeah.
enough.
But it's also
Yeah.
one of the interesting ones because it has to be called North Macedonia because there's a province called Macedonia in Greece.
Or even if you're like a history nerd, Alexander the Great.
I don't know how to pronounce every country ever, but also I wasn't the one drawing the names, so
Yeah.
I would-
Could you not
like
have,
to-
like...
they gave
Gone
the
through these
oldest guy
before.
there the most countries to
Yeah.
give that to Brady or Judge because they
Yeah.
they're young enough.
Also, nightmare blunt rotation. Tom Brady, Aaron Judge, Shaquille O'Neal, and Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, and then Kevin Hart and Heidi Klum also there.
Why is Heidi there?
Rio
'Cause what
Ferdinand
else is there
arguing
going
with
on?
one of the other presenters on
She
stage.
is- I full disclosure did not watch the World Cup draw because FIFA. Gestures vaguely, but like, man, what the heck? That's awful. Why is he there? Is because they didn't have any actual Canadians involved.
So I guess they wanted one athlete from each of the big 4 North American sports. So I can see the logic from that side. However, if you're picking a Canadian representative, what was Mario Lemieux doing today? Like, could we not... Him, Ray Bourque, Martin
I
Brodeur...
understand why they chose Wayne
Raymond-
Gretzky. He's known as the greatest player of all time, and like people's opinion on him doesn't really matter because he's at least recognizable for people who don't know hockey. But
Yeah,
it is
he's
very
recognizable
annoying
for the
for us.
freaking president.
And also, Kaja got political, I'll get political too. It was at the Kennedy Center. The, like, chair of the Kennedy Center right now is his best friend Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, Wayne Gretzky gets to be the only Canadian up
And
there.
of course, it's a Yankee as well for the baseball representation, not somebody that just, like, I don't know, won the World Series.
Well, they wanted, like, Americans.
Well, yeah, but
Mookie
they
Betts could have done
Have,
Mookie.
they have
I guess
Americans.
Judge,
Judge
is more
is a little bit
recognizable.
more well known than Betts.
Well, no, I'm also making the comment that Trump is a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
We could have had Freeman for our Canadian representative and baseball representative. That would have been
Exactly.
perfect. Freddie Freeman's the GOAT.
And put their bestie Matthew Brandon Kachuk.
Brendan?
I don't care. Brendan. Matthew Bomboclat Kachuk. He Matthew Benedict Cumberbatch Kachuk. I'm gonna start making up his name because
I
you know
also
what?
loved Rio Ferdinand starting to argue with one of the presenters on stage while they were doing the draw?
Oh.
I didn't catch what happened there. I turned it on in the middle of the draw.
Yeah, this was also in the middle of the draw, but basically...
Oh, we're talking about when, the dude in the crowd?
Yeah.
Surely that was scripted.
Surely it was scripted, but, who the hell scripted that? That was horrible.
I don't know.
That was just awkward and weird.
It was very awkward. I don't think they didn't play it off too well.
No, it was just probably something where they were just trying to create some drama for Twitter, but just make something entertaining for that.
Anyway, USA got the easy bracket. They rigged it.
Yeah, they got
USA.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Is there a sorry, how did Kosovo make it to the playoffs? Okay. Is there a group of death on here? Even?
Not really.
It all seems pretty
No,
evenly
I was
matched.
starting to look at I think it was Group D with Brazil and Morocco, thinking, okay, so this is going to become the group of death, but then getting Scotland and Haiti as the last two teams kind of mitigated that.
It's Group C. Group D is the US.
Group C, yes, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like
Can I
there's
do a
one
rundown
group.
of all the groups?
Yeah, and then we'll quickly move into Whitecaps, then we can do F1 and then wrap up.
Okay. So Group A, Mexico is in there along with is one of the hosts, along with South Africa, South Korea, and the UEFA Path D winner. So it ought to be Denmark, Czechia, Republic of Ireland, or North Macedonia, Wayne Gretzky's favorite country. Group B is Canada's group, so it'd be Canada, the UEFA Path A winner between Italy, Wales, Bosnia and Herzegovina, or Northern Ireland, Qatar, and Switzerland. Group C, Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, Scotland. Group D is US, one of the last host, Paraguay, Australia, and the UEFA Path C winner, so it'd either be Turkey, Slovakia, Kosovo, or Romania. Group E, Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, Ecuador. Group F, Netherlands, Japan, Path B winner, so either Ukraine, Poland, Albania, or Sweden, and Tunisia. Group G is Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. Group H, Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Group I is France, Senegal, IC Path 2 winner, so either Iraq, Bolivia, or Suriname. Norway. Group J, Argentina, Algeria, Austria, Jordan. Group K, Portugal, Uzbekistan, Colombia, and either the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Jamaica, or New Caledonia. And Group L, that's funny, because it starts with England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama.
I will cheer for Canada, but since 2017, it's 2018, I think. 2018 was the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that was a World
Yeah.
Cup.
Since
Russia.
that World Cup, my number 2 international team has been Senegal, because I made a bet with a friend that Senegal would beat Poland, and I don't think they were supposed to beat Poland, but they did, and I got a drink out of it. So since then, I've just adopted them, and Sadio Mane is
Fair
my
enough.
favorite soccer player. I don't know anything about soccer, though.
Didn't Gretzky also say Jordan wrong?
Jordan.
That was
Very
the
much
cupcake.
over.
You
It's
had.
a
That was the easy
basic
one.
name.
That was the tap in.
You're
He's
a
trying too
Republican.
hard.
You should know at least 15 Jordans.
That was like the Patrick Steffen empty netter. Surely he gets this one. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Moving on to our other soccer topic. Sorry, JC, we do have to talk about this one as well. Vancouver Whitecaps, tomorrow at time of recording, playing the biggest game in club history. We have gotten through San Diego. We are going to Miami to play the MLS Cup final.
You don't have to apologize to
How many
me.
times have we said that on this show this year? The biggest game in club history.
Probably 4.
I don't know soccer, but I'm cool to talk about this soccer stuff because I do care somewhat, and I definitely care about this. I actually booked off tomorrow afternoon from work so that I could watch this game. I watched the semifinals. I'm not like saying I'm the biggest Whitecaps fan ever, but I definitely want to see them win. I want to see Vancouver get something, and I'm excited to watch it tomorrow. Pesci is going down.
The Florida Panthers posted a video wishing Inter Miami well, and they included Matthew Brendan Tkachuk and Alexander Alexandrovich Barkov in it. So we'll see if the Florida Panthers injuries carry over through Fort Lauderdale, where they both play.
The one thing that I do know is that Thomas Muller has had good luck against Lionel Messi in his career, including the World Cup in 2014, right?
2014.
And then that 8-1 victory, Bayern over Barca. So hopefully that will carry on to this. That's really the only
7-1 career record for Muller against Messi, I believe.
What, pardon?
7-1 career record against Messi, I believe, for Thomas Muller. So
shout out Brazil.
Hoping it goes to 8-1.
Shut up, Brazil. That's insane.
How had I not thought of that the entire time I learned the stat?
I don't even watch soccer, and when I see a 7-1 score, that's the only thing I can think of still.
Yeah. No,
that's incredible. But no, I mean, like, I have not been this nervous / excited for a sporting event in a long time. This is after the Rise proved that Vancouver teams are able to win things. I'm hoping that this luck can carry over into tomorrow. Let's get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel nerves, but I am excited to watch the game. I'm having friends over and everything. I'm making it an event.
Nice.
I'm not even in Vancouver or anything. I'm making it a Vancouver event in Ontario, but I have a lot of friends who like soccer, and some of them don't watch any other sports, so this is like the only sporting event that I could ever share with them, ever, other than when the World Cup happens. So I am looking forward to it. I hope that Muller does as well. Am I pronouncing his name right? Because I feel like it should be Mueller, but I heard them say Muller.
I feel like it should, but I often...
Thomas Muller.
I think Mueller would actually be correct, but often it just gets said Muller, so...
Yeah, it's because it's like the German...
If you're incorrect, you're incorrect along with all of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried.
Big Tom.
Yeah. Tommy boy.
But not Thomas Jefferson. I watched
not that one.
yesterday. Sorry.
I can't name a single other player on the team. I forgot them already. There was one guy who played really well in that semifinals game. He got an assist on one of the goals. The one that was like in off the shot. Oh yeah, him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was good.
He plays for Team Canada.
Yeah, no, he's good. Yeah, he's Canadian national team.
Oh, cool. Well, then he's my new goat.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Nucksmemes, big Ali Ahmed guy.
Yeah.
I'm cautiously optimistic again.
Yeah.
Because I have seen success for Vancouver teams this year. I have also seen heartbreak for my sports teams, but not Vancouver related. So, yeah. You know what? I'm very superstitious. I will be in the same spot I was, or the same place I was when I watched the Rise win, crocheting the same thing, and wearing the Caps gear I was when the Caps made it to the finals last weekend. Do I have OCD? Don't think so. Maybe, but I don't want to take another pill, so we're not going to talk to my doctor about that. Take your meds, kids. They're good for you.
I was so scared that the Whitecaps were just going to lose the game that I watched, because I didn't watch any other games up until the semifinals last week. I thought they were going to lose that, and then I was going to get blamed for watching it and being bad luck. So them scoring twice immediately made me feel pretty good.
Yeah, no, I was thinking, I was like, if I miss this game and they lose, I'm going to blame myself for the rest of my life.
It was 3-1 earlier in the second half, and the Vancouver fan in me was thinking, oh, we're gonna, I say we as if I care, they're gonna blow this, and it's gonna be really sad, but they are apparently a much better Vancouver team than the other Vancouver team, so.
Well, yeah, because they actually care.
Yeah, they know how to win games. They've actually I wonder, the Canucks have won 4 games since the start of November. I don't know how many games the Whitecaps have even played, but have they won more in that time?
I think they've only played 3, but I could be wrong.
Damn.
I'm gonna check.
There was the international break, so probably
Yeah, they hadn't.
not.
Would they have won all the 3 games?
they've only played 3 games. They've won all 3, but yeah.
Okay. So what needs to happen is Vancouver loses tonight, and then the Whitecaps win tomorrow afternoon, and then they're tied in wins, despite the Whitecaps having played like 10
4
less.
games.
I think it was 4 because I think they won 4 games.
I think you're right.
November, and they haven't won in December yet because that Ducks
Let
game
me
was
see.
last week.
Canucks.
It was either 3 or 4.
It was
Copy via
definitely
checking.
4 in November.
Yeah.
November. Overtime win against the Nashville Predators. Win against Columbus. Yeah, 4.
4, okay.
wins.
So
They played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They played 14 games, and they won.
tonight's going to be the 15th of that. So tomorrow, the Whitecaps can tie the Canucks in wins since the start of November, despite having played 11 less games in that time.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That would be a
And
very
I mean, the
fun stat.
Goldeneyes are playing the same time as the Whitecaps are, so
Oh, perfect.
hopefully all the Vancouver bad luck goes on to them.
Onto the
because
Goldeneyes or the Canucks?
The Goldeneyes.
You want
They
the
play the same
Vancouver
time.
bad luck on the goal? I think
They
we
play
should
the same time
Well,
as the
just
Whitecaps.
keep it off the Whitecaps.
Okay.
They play the same time as the Whitecaps. That's
well,
why I'm saying
I
that.
think both of them should shift their bad luck to the Canucks and let the Canucks.
Oh, no.
lose 10-0 then.
No,
Okay,
like,
let the
absolutely,
Canucks bear
I
the brunt
agree.
of it. Any
I
excess that the
agree.
Canucks
I
can't
just
take
mean-
on to the Goldeneyes, the Whitecaps need
there's-
all of the good luck they can get right now.
If there's sports, if the sport gods in general are looking towards Vancouver and they need to dedicate their bad energy somewhere, I'd much rather it be in Vancouver than in Fort Lauderdale. Or
That's fair.
wherever the hell in the backwaters of Florida that Miami plays.
I'm just gonna hope that the Canucks are playing Minnesota tomorrow, right?
They play tomorrow?
They play today and tomorrow,
Utah today, I think Minnesota tomorrow, yeah.
so
Oh my
they're gonna
God,
get.
I didn't even
pieced
know
by
that.
Minnesota. I don't even care that Minnesota just lost.
Okay,
to
never
Calgary.
mind. I thought the Canucks didn't play tomorrow, so you know what? All the bad luck on the Canucks. Goldeneyes, you're safe.
The Canucks are going to have to face Jesper Wallstedt tomorrow, so they're going to get shut out. So hopefully that's just the
All right.
bad luck, all of the bad luck there.
So Canucks, tank for McKenna. Goldeneyes, you're fine. Whitecaps, win.
Yep, that's all you gotta do.
Settles? Perfect.
I concur.
Put Messi in your pocket, rearrange Suarez's teeth again, and we're good.
Or Atu Ratu hat trick. I'll take the Atu Ratu hat trick.
I'll take a Sebastian Berhalter hat trick.
Should we get to the F1 now?
Oh yeah. The only reason I couldn't find I'm not wearing my Max hat is because I couldn't find it. Anyway, Qatar.
It all comes down to this.
It all
5
comes
a.m.
down to
Pacific
this.
time on Sunday. Whatever time it is in whatever time zone you're 3 hours later, 8 a.m. in JC's time zone.
8 a.m.
There's no chance.
Did I say 8 p.m.?
For 8 a.m.?
It is 8 a.m. for me.
It's like the
It's
middle
not
of the night.
8 a.m. is not early.
8 a.m.
It's
is
the
like
middle of the night for me. I thought it was 8 a.m. I checked the schedule.
No, it is 8 a.m.
It is no, it's 8
I'm
a.m.
saying
It's 8 a.m. for you, 5 a.m.
I'm
for
just
us.
saying 8 a.m. is the middle of the night because I'm lazy and like to roll out of bed at 11.
Oh, facts. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna wake up, but I don't think it matters as a Piastri fan because a lot of things have to go very, very right for him to win.
Yeah.
So, as it stands right now, Lando Norris is on 408 points at the top of the standings. Max Verstappen not far behind at 396. Oscar Piastri at 392. First time in, I forget how many years that we're going into the final race of the season with
15.
3 drivers with a shot at the title. 15 years?
15. It was 2010.
Thank you.
When Vettel won. And it was what did he say? Just wait, sunshine. Is that what his race engineer said to him when he was waiting to
I have
see who
no
crossed
idea.
the line? I just watched that recently.
Well, Oscar should be at 399 points, but McLaren are stupid.
Yes, they are. Because Qatar, lap 7, there's a 25 lap maximum that you can have for your tires. lap 7, safety car comes out because Pierre Gasly decided he forgot how to drive, and drove into Nico Hulkenberg. No penalty whatsoever. Interesting. Yeah, anyway. Safety car comes out. You know who comes in? Most of the grid except for Esteban Ocon and the McLarens. So now, even though the other teams have lost their flexibility because they still have to pit once again before the end of the race because there's 50 laps left, McLaren also completely bungled it because everyone else is on new tires and they have to pit at lap before or after. No, that was the other group. They had to pit around lap 25, at 25, both of their drivers. And they decided for fairness to not pit one over the other. And not only cost Lando potentially the championship win that night, but also cost Oscar valuable points as well.
Yeah, it was upsetting because Oscar was so good all weekend too.
He was so good all weekend.
Finally locked in for the first time since Netherlands. He locked in.
Yeah, I have a meme that I had saved that I wanted to read out once again. I think I already sent it to Alex, but I'm going to say.
Probably.
Yeah, it's a picture of Zach Brown.
Oh,
and it says, in order to keep fairness between our drivers, McLaren is officially backing Max Verstappen for the World Championship.
Pretty much.
So I watched the drivers recap last night, or the weekend warm up or whatever that F1 puts out on their YouTube channel. For Lando to win, he needs to get on the podium. That's it. For Oscar to win, I think Lando needs to be 6th.
Yeah.
That sounds right. And Max can be any position.
Yeah.
But Oscar would need to win the race. Oscar, big ass, considering he was, I think, either P11 or P12 in FP2 this morning.
Yeah.
But he also...
here, P11.
P11, yeah. He also missed FP1 because they put Pato Award in the car as well. Norris was allowed to go out. Anyway, what else was I going to say? Yeah, Norris needs to be on the podium. Max, if he wins the race, Max needs to win the race. He was second in FP2, but again, it's free practice, different setups and everything. He needs to win the race and Lando needs to come in 4th. So if Lando's on the podium, he wins the championship. And the excitingness of the season ends there. But, Abu Dhabi, it's a weird track. Things can happen. They did mention, I found it really funny, I was watching FP1 last night, and they mentioned Nicholas Latifi on the air. They're like, yeah, no, they changed that corner since Nicholas Latifi in 2021. And I was just like, they didn't even need to mention anything more.
Everyone Latifi knows won the championship in 2021.
Exactly. And then immediately retired and went.
Well, he won it, just not for himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won the championship, immediately retired, Nico Rosberg Corps, and then went to business school.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him, honestly. I thought he went to McGill, but then he posted that he graduated from somewhere else. Anyway.
I think it was somewhere in London?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I saw a post last night that was Lando Norris when he goes around the last turn and sees Yuki Tsunoda coming the wrong way down the straight.
Okay, here's the thing. Yuki has nothing to lose. That's the problem. I feel so bad for him because this car is horrible to drive. And I also feel Lindblad shouldn't be the one that's coming into F1. Yuki, sure, he can go to a test reserve driver. But I think it should have been Iwasa to come in for Red Bull, but that's just RB, but that's just my take. Arvid Lindblad is P6 in F2. Let's be real here. Yeah. And F2 is not really a measure of talent at this point. But
Alex, you were saying earlier how you were asking if Isaac Hadjar can be the 2C. Isn't Arvid Lindblad Swedish? Can he be the 2C?
Yeah.
Yes.
he's Swedish and Indian, I think, is his mix, but races under, I think, the British flag.
Oh, what the hell? Whatever. They're
Yeah,
Swedish. His
okay.
name is Swedish. He sounds like a Canuck already.
Iwasa.
Alvin's already in contract talks.
Yeah.
Iwasa won the Super Formula Championship this year.
We need more teams. We need one more.
We already have one.
Have I got news for you?
No, I need one more. I need 12.
One more. 12.
Yeah. I don't like the
he
22
won
guys.
Rookie
All right,
of the
right
Year
here
in
we are
F2.
announcing the launch of Canucks Chronicles F1 to create a 12th team.
And we are signing Logan Sargent.
And Nicholas Latifi.
Bang!
My goats. No, I think it should have been Iwasa, but that's just me. He won the anyway. He also had better records at F2 than Lindblad.
I also like the guy who I feel worst for in this whole Red Bull scenario is Isaac Hadjar being demoted to Red Bull from RB.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's also not an Adrian Newey car. Adrian Newey makes cars that are fast but hard to drive, and Max is insane. But based on his upbringing, he knows how to drive difficult cars because he also had to deal with a difficult father. I think, with the new regulations and also it being the first non-Adrian Newey car in Red Bull's history, I think that brings something else into it that might be a little bit more suited for both drivers rather than just Max.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the focus will be on Max, but Hadjar is also a very good driver too. So,
yeah, it's just how much... I guess it's how Max-centric do they continue to want to be?
Yeah,
which is always a bit of a question, because right now...
his contract, too.
His contract, and right now that car is driving a loaf of bread, so...
Yeah,
I don't know if they're going to get any better or what.
I know Mercedes extended Antonelli and Russell and they're P2 in the championships, but Max keeps going on vacation with Toto.
Yep.
What could happen? Could Charles leave Ferrari? There's so many things. I'm not saying that... Oh, no, but
he'll never leave.
Well, I think Lance
hitting
Stroll's winning the
150.
championship next year.
Honestly, yeah, okay. My thing is this El Plan. Anyway, Adrian Newey makes cars that are hard to drive but are fast. Do we think Lance Stroll rage quits?
He will tame the beast, and he's going to win it all.
That was my... I'm not a Lance Stroll hater, but I'm come on, man.
I'm very curious to see how he does next year. I'm so glad that he gets to stay on the grid forever because I'm just so curious to see how he does every year. I like him.
He's great.
Maybe not his personal life, but I think on the track, I kind of feel bad for him, Which it's weird because he's really rich and all, but it can't be very good for him mentally, all the things that are said about him online and in the news. I do kind of feel bad for him and, Canada. So I want to see him do well. And he was doing fine for a bit of this year. He had a fine season. He was okay.
Yeah, it's not as bad as whatever happened in the formation lap in Brazil last year. Nothing will be as bad as that. I'm not a Lance Stroll fan person. I mean, maybe I am. I don't understand all the hate. I love his media things whenever he's I love his media things whenever you can hear the Quebecois, the little bit there. You can kind of hear the accent, a tinge of it sometimes, and I'm yeah, that's our guy. Canada, go Canada. I always find it funny though because so in Canada for F1 rights, Sportsnet doesn't have the rights, but sometimes on their Sportsnet Central they'll have a ticker for all the different sports, and they have an F1 thing, and they like to put the Canadian, the maple leaf next to the the driver. So they're showing the results from Qatar. And they had, the podium and stuff, the top 5, and then the last spot they had, because they had the podium, and then they had 4 or 5, and then Stroll. With the little maple leaf, and I was just okay, that's cute. But, yeah. Anyway, that was my Lance Stroll tangent. Also, who do we think replaces Alonso? Because also, it's a Honda engine.
Yeah, Yuki.
For Aston Martin.
It would be cool. I wonder if
he would make
goes,
a lot of sense.
I think he's got to be done after 26.
Alonso,
Clearly.
yeah, because if reports indicate anything, he's going to have a child.
Mm-hmm.
So, according to Sky
Yeah.
Sports Italia, but who knows?
Depending on the car too, I wonder even if they maybe Aston are the ones to make a run at Max.
That'd be crazy.
Because if they have the
It'd
new
be
car,
crazy. It would be crazy, but they have the new car, and Lawrence Stroll has Max Verstappen
and oil money.
I would do
Yes,
anything
oil
to
money.
see Max Verstappen and Lance Stroll be teammates. I would do
That
anything.
would-
That'd be
that
the
would be
funniest
so
duo
good.
of all time.
immediately, that's my favorite team. You know,
I need
who
like an
miss
all or
his
nothing style
teammates?
documentary on them.
You know who I miss his teammates? I miss Max and Alex Albon as teammates.
Yeah, but I like Albon and Sainz. I
Oh
think
no,
they're-
Albon
Yeah.
Albon matches the freak of all of his teammates, I feel. So like I mean, except for Latifi, their media stuff, but him and Sargent were hilarious. Him and Sainz are great, and then him and Max, like I was just watching a lot of YouTube compilations of like Max and Alex when they were teammates, and I was just like, oh, that was a nice era. And then Red Bull happened. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for Jack Doohan, man. I mean, is he a great driver? Probably not. But
Is Franco Colapinto? No.
it's Franco Colapinto, like that money from Argentina must be insane. They must have used all of that loan that they got from the States just to keep him in F1 because I know he's driving in an Alpine, but how do you score no points, man?
Yeah.
Valtteri Bottas got kicked out for not scoring a point last year.
I like Franco Colapinto. I like Franco Colapinto as a person. I think he's a cool guy. But, man, his fan base and his driving are just not it.
I have a list in my phone, a checklist of all the races that Colapinto has crashed at.
Crash a Pinto.
And I know that I can say, like, I am a Max Verstappen fan. I know he was called Crashstappen or whatever. Like, I don't know. Also, yeah, do we think Behrman stays at Haas for a few more years? Does he go up to Ferrari if somebody leaves?
I think he goes to Ferrari because I don't know who else is going to want to drive at Ferrari at this point.
True. Because I'm like thinking, does Antonelli ever go to Ferrari?
It'd be interesting. It'd be he'd be a hero.
Italy.
It would make some sense.
Yeah. Because like there was the meme that he had like his school friends come, like his classmates when they were
Italy,
in and like it was like, oh my god, they had a group of Italian children wear Mercedes stuff in Imola. Like that was the insane thing. So I'm like, does that potentially happen? Does Ferrari ever stop being awful?
No, I mean like
that's
there's
really
the old saying. You go ahead.
The second question answers the first question because I mean, if this is what we're looking at, I don't think there's any reason for Antonelli to leave Mercedes. I mean, he's had a very good rookie season. He's almost passed Lewis in points, by the way.
Yeah, that would be hilarious
Lewis.
if he does it. if he what had happened if he hadn't like I think it was like he got some oversteered like and made that error late in the Qatar Grand Prix to let Norris pass, he would have I think been tied with Lewis for points because it was an extra 2 points.
Yeah. So maybe somewhere down the road, pun intended, he would want to go to Ferrari, but right now, I mean, I don't know why he'd want to leave Mercedes. They're so competitive.
Yeah, I just can't wait. Does Oscar go to Red Bull?
That would be awesome. I would love
Dude,
that.
if Oscar replaced Max, we'd have a team of Oscar Isaac. That would be insane.
Yeah.
That, like, Tumblr, I think, would explode. If Oscar Isaac Tumblr is still a thing. I don't know. I was on it when I was 14. That's, yeah. Anyway.
How long has Oscar Isaac Tumblr been a thing?
Basically, I don't know. I got into it after The Force Awakens. And that was 10 years ago, so.
Jesus.
Well, yeah. Because, yeah.
Oh, wait. You're talking about the actor, aren't you?
Yes.
I was so confused. I was like, how long has Oscar Piastri Isaac Hadjar been a thing for? And I was like, oh wait, there's an act. I don't watch a lot of movies. Guys. It took me a second to put that together.
Yeah, no, Oscar Isaac. He's
Okay. I got
He's
there
my
at
favorite.
some point
eventually.
because he was in Frankenstein.
Yes, he was.
All right,
was.
I know
He was
some
in
things.
Frankenstein. He was in Star Wars. He was in Moon Knight, and he's been in a bunch of other things that I am blanking on right now.
Yeah, he's a handsome fella.
Yes, he is.
I see why there's a Tumblr group that cares about him. I don't know what they're called. Posse.
I don't know either. I just got it. I don't know why I went off that tangent, but a team of Oscar Isaac that would make some really funny memes. But
I mean,
just
they're
Mark
two of my
Webber-
favorite drivers. I'd be
Yeah,
happy
no.
about it for reasons
I-
other than
I would-
I love them.
I would love that team. Like I love I almost said I love Oscar Isaac. Well, I do. But Oscar Piastri and Isaac Hadjar, that would be chaos, I think.
Now that we seem to be losing our grip on reality, should we start to wrap up the show?
Yeah, when I'm in this room for too long, my head starts to go fuzzy. So
Do you have a gas leak?
So you maybe
I
want to
might.
get that checked out, but anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening.
I don't know,
You can
Dan
check
and
out
Phil lived
JC
with
at
the gas leak
Nucksmemes
for
on
6 years.
TikTok. At
just there,
Nucksmemes
that's the
on
only place I
TikTok,
am.
primarily at Nucksmemes on Instagram, or at VanPWHL. Anything else you want to plug while you're here?
Nah,
No?
I'm good.
Fair enough.
Wait, I have
Thank you all
YouTube.
for listening. Oh, YouTube, yes.
I do YouTube now.
Yes,
just
check
called
out his
Knockout.
YouTube channel.
That's it.
What is going on? There we go. Sorry, my computer started doing things. Check us out at Nux Chronicles. Thank you to everybody, especially Helmet Marco, for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.